So Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men. If Black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate, how do men keep up with that?
In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than Black men, right? There are a lot of Black men who are successful, but for the most part, Black women are making the money.
Before we get to the stats, y'all just take an educated guess. Who do you think out of that 64% of the leftover Black-owned businesses own more of that share?
So I'm not with nobody, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody.
I wanna get into the business stuff first, because I wanna level set the conversation in regards to this narrative that Black women are just outpacing Black men in regards to Black-owned businesses. So let's start here, and I'm going to show you how some of these companies will doctor the title of the articles, and I think our women will read a little bit of it, and they'll just run with the narrative. So this is a perfect example of that. Let me show you guys. So you see here, this is the article from JP Morgan. And it's fairly new. This is like 2020 or 2021. So I wanted to make sure we were current. So this is an article from JP Morgan. It says, Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. That sounds good, right? But if you read the full article, it says, Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, but the job isn't easy. So I think our women stop at this. Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, instead of reading the whole title that says, but the job isn't easy. And again, I understand why Black women think that they're doing so much better than Black men, because all of these websites and the narrative on these YouTube shows and podcasts, they'll say that Black women are just killing it in business, but nobody ever really brings up the information. So here we go. It says Black women are the fastest growing demographic of entrepreneurs in the US. Now, if you stop there, then it's like, okay, cool. But if you continue to read, but they face disproportionate financial headwinds. So you got to continue to read, Black women. Now, let's go to the next one. Growing fast. The number of businesses owned by Black women grew 50% between 2014 to 2019. This is what that white guy was citing.
How about the fact that Black women start more businesses than any other group of women? Black women represent 42% of new women-owned businesses, 3 times their share of the female population.
It says representing the highest growth rate of any female demographic. Black females accounted for 42% of all women who opened a new business during that time. That's actually a good thing. That means that Black women are opening more businesses, but you have to continue to read to get the full picture. And represented 36% of all Black employers. So what does that tell you guys? Black women-owned businesses are only 36%. Right? And oh yeah, I got the full numbers, because if Black women only own 36% of Black-owned businesses, that still leaves 64% of Black-owned businesses out there. So you still have Black men to account for, and also businesses, Black businesses that are owned by both parties, by both Black men and Black women. So before we get to the stats, y'all just take an educated guess. Who do you think out of that 64% of the leftover Black-owned businesses own more of that share? Black men or Black men and Black women combined? Who do y'all think? You let me know in the comment section. So if Black women own 36, 64% still lingering out there. Haven't showed you the numbers yet, but I will. But y'all just take an educated guess. Who do you think owns the majority of Black-owned businesses? So 55% of majority Black or African American owned businesses are owned by Black men. 37% of majority Black or African American owned businesses are owned by Black women. And 8% had equal male-female ownership. So there you go. Let's continue. So, and then it says, and they are not letting up. In the US, 17% of Black women are in the process of starting new businesses. That is a great thing. Kudos to Black women. Compared to 10% of white women and 15% of white men. Motives for creating new business include producing a source of income or following a dream, which is amazing. I would love to sit here and champion this stuff all the time. I would love to do that. But y'all keep trying to throw it in Black men's face and lying, so I have to keep continuously going back over this stuff. So, highest rates of Black female entrepreneurship may also reflect lack of opportunity in the traditional workforce. Many start businesses to survive rather than pursuing market opportunities. So that's an issue. Typically, when people start a business, they see some growth in a particular company or a particular sector. And I'll give you guys one perfect example. Laundromats. Laundromats is one of the best businesses to own. That and storage units. Using laundromats, for example, you don't even have to be there. You just sit there, you invest in the laundromat, make sure it's good to go. At the end of the day, you go collect your money and you go your ass back home. That's a good market. So if Black women were starting businesses like that to like mirror the market and the growth, then yes, they will start earning more money. And also Black men as well. Not to leave you guys out. Same thing with storage units. Storage units are always going to be around. Those are some of the most lucrative businesses that you can get in as a side hustle, so to speak, or a side business. So if you're going to make a business plan and you're going to take it to your bank and you're going to say, hey, I have this business plan to open up my own storage units, or I have this business plan to open up my own laundromat. Hey, this is the growth. This is what I'm expected to earn over this time. I have a prime location. You get somebody to help you out in creating it. And then you get that damn loan and you go ahead and build or buy your own laundromat or your own storage unit. That's a little bit of advice from your boy, right? Same thing with vending machines as well. It's a little bit less expensive if you do that as well. So just giving y'all some advice. Let's see here. So let's continue. So over 60% spend fewer than 40 hours per week on their businesses, suggesting that they have other jobs or responsibilities that demand their time and attention. So you guys see that all the time in these spaces. How many times have you heard a Black woman say that, hey, I'm a CNA, but I have my own lash business, or I have my own whatever else they do. You know what I'm saying? Makeup business. I'm an esthetician on the side. I do that outside of my house. I sell bundles. So the reason why some of our Black women-owned businesses aren't maturing is because of the fact that they don't put in enough time to make their businesses work, because they have their own full-time employment that they have to worry about, which makes sense. But that's why a lot of these businesses fail. It's just a theory, and the same thing with JP Morgan saying the same thing. Let's see here. All right, so running a business does not come without its challenges, and those headwinds are disproportionately distributed among Black women. And this is what happens when you read these full studies. In fact, fewer established Black businesses run by Black women relative to their high rate of entrepreneurship. Listen to this. With just 3% of Black women mature businesses. Mature is widely recognized as businesses surviving past 5 years. So there it is. Black community, please listen up. Yes, Black women are the highest demographic that are starting new businesses, but they don't last more than 5 years. Only 3% of them do. So these are the things that the Black community need to hear before they start running with this narrative that Black women are just killing it when compared to Black men.
So Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men. If Black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate, how do men keep up with that?
And stop competing with us. We're not your competition. So, moreover, Black female founders earn an average revenue of just $24,000 compared to $142,000 among all women-owned businesses. So that is a key point. So annual revenue for every Black woman-owned business, the average is $24,000 a year. In comparison to all other women, it's, damn near what, $143,000 a year. And I'm gonna tell you in one explanation that they have, and I think it's true. Here it is. Why the inequities? One explanation might be the types. What did you guys say? Didn't somebody mention something about the types of businesses that Black women are opening?
I literally just seen 2 Black women on here happy as hell that entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs have to return back to the workplace. They're reaching in their ass for excuses as to why this happened. Oh, it's because you guys don't provide a luxury experience. Oh, it's because you guys offer all these luxury services. Y'all don't even wash hair. Shut the up. Y'all are haters, because the only people that I see on my newsfeed that of people that are returning back to jobs and 9-to-5s are Black entrepreneurs, and you're happy that they're failing? Are really pathetic. And the only reason that these entrepreneurs are going back to the workplace is because the economy is in trash, and the less money you make means the less money entrepreneurs make. That's the only reason. Okay, so all those other reasons, you can write them down on a piece of paper, fold it up tightly, and put it up your ass. Have a good day.
The issue is that you guys don't think you're in the workplace. Look at the language she used. Entrepreneurs going back to the workforce. You do hair for a living, you are in the workforce. The problem with the own your own business, you never work for anybody else. When you are a hairstylist, when you are in any sort of beauty service, you work for the customer. I said this in the video pinned below, but a lot of these girls have a Walmart mentality and that they think they're providing necessities. No, as a reminder, you are providing a luxury. And we don't have to beg you to be here. If you don't want my money hand over fist, that's fine. You understand good customer service or not, and if I wasn't drilling something into the wall right now, I would look up your booking policy. Your competitors absolutely do, which is why they get the business and you don't. Hope that helps.
Are really pathetic.
The delusion that some Black entrepreneurs is just existing in is honestly comical at this point. Despite the fact that a lot of these entrepreneurs whose businesses are failing are the same entrepreneurs who are disrespectful to clients, who price gouge, who have no type of accountability, who have no type of license, and then don't even have basic customer service skills. Y'all have been playing in Black women's faces for literally almost 3, 4, 5 years now. And because shit is finally coming back to biting y'all ass, y'all are now trying to look for support from the same community that y'all were disrespecting. Sweetie, just because you have a mouth doesn't mean you have to use it. Shutting the fuck up is always an option.
One explanation might be the types of businesses started, with 61% of Black female entrepreneurs starting businesses in the retail, wholesale, health, education, government, or social services sectors. This compares to just 47% of white women and 32% of white men entrepreneurs starting businesses in those sectors. Because these sectors are crowded with low margins and high competition, these types of businesses are more difficult to sustain over time. So there it is. That's the reason why Black women are earning so much less, is because of the fact they're getting these businesses in like retail and wholesale, and these businesses are overcrowded. It's a lot of competition, especially with the lashes and, doing hair and selling bundles and things of that nature. And this is not me saying that's all Black women can do, because I know a bunch of Black women who have reputable businesses, and I'm going to show you the website here in a second. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons why. And this is the good part, and I want to explain this clear to everybody in the chat. So, given a lack of access to capital, and this is still JP Morgan speaking, Black women are more likely than other demographic groups to self-fund their businesses, and this also affects Black men as well. It is very tough for us to get business loans. We face racial issues when we try and get these loans, and it affects Black women even more because it affects them at a higher rate. So they tend to fund their own businesses with their own money. Remember, like I just said, guys, when I was mentioning the laundromats and the storage units, I'm telling you to put together a business plan so you can use the bank's money to fund your company. But if you look at it from Black women's perspective, most of their businesses are funded with their own money. But we face some issues in the Black community that we have to get through. And that's why I tell, Black people in general, start looking into these Black banks and see if they'll start loaning you money. And this is how you fix the problem. Look at this. I don't know if you guys seen the JP Morgan initiative, but to fix this headwind, Black women need a way to access long-term funding resources and solutions that will provide their businesses with the opportunity to grow and thrive. JP Morgan and Chase has already begun that process, committing $30 billion over the next 5 years to advance the racial equity and provide economic opportunity to underserved communities with a focus on Black and Hispanic communities. So I don't think the Black community talked about this enough because we were too focused on the Goldman Sachs deal. But if you look here, JP Morgan and Chase, they have a $30 billion initiative to Black people and Hispanic people. It's not just simply targeted at Black women. But the reason why Goldman Sachs was targeting Black women is because of the fact that they need the most help. So that's why. So I've seen a lot of Black men up in arms, they supporting Black women. But if you look at the numbers and what I just told you about only 3% of Black women-owned businesses, actually mature past 5 years, they need the most help. So that's why they're giving this money to Black women in particular. So Black women looked at it, and I've seen some Black women on TikTok. They were celebrating and saying Black men were mad. And rightfully so, I've seen a lot of Black men that were upset at this, but they failed to mention that the reason why they're giving Black women that money is because they need the most help. So there it is. So this is where, and I've shared this before, this is where you can find Black women-owned businesses. If you look here, they just have a long list of all the Black women who have registered with their businesses. You guys see here? That's pretty cool, right? Here's some older entries. So in order to get on this list, Black women, all you have to do is register with them and they'll put your business on there. So so here we go. So before somebody gets upset and saying that Black women still own more businesses because you didn't prove it, no. Black men own 55% of Black-owned businesses. Black women own 37% of Black-owned businesses, and 8% are split down the middle, right? Dual partnership, male, female, Black male, Black female, right? So there you have it. That's for the Black community. So you guys can stop running with this narrative that Black women are just outpacing Black men in business ownership. It's not true. So let's stop that, man. And I think, like I said, that's one of the reasons why Black women think they're doing so much better than Black men, because we have people run with these false narratives and it makes it seem like that. And I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with how our women portray us. If they think that they earn more money than us, if they own more businesses than us, if they think these things, then they're going to think that their men are less than, because they'll look at other men and other races of women and they'll be like, well, they're outpacing them and we're the only ones that's doing better than Black men. But it's based off of a lie. And the Black community has to do better at conveying this message on these large platforms, unless they're doing it on purpose, which they probably are. So
how can I be sure that you'll be right for me? You say you'll die for me. You'll survive for me. Yeah.
go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Hanley, and support the Medium Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Hanley.